Hello, sorry for the fucking sorry for the disturbance in the background. But this video is on why friend groups, right? Group hangouts and friend groups are fucking useless, right? They're pointless, right? So I believe that there's three types of people on this planet, right? There's normal people, there's smart people, and there's stupid people, right? Stupid people, right? And let's imagine I'm having a conversation with this other normal person, right? So the two of us are talking, right? And we're talking about, we're having a good conversation, right? We're maybe talking about world economics, the state of the world right now, the wars which is going on, how this will have an impact on, something else. It's a good conversation, right? Now, I'm having a conversation with a smart person instead, right? And we're discussing philosophy, we're discussing human nature, right? I'm super into it, super interested, right? I'm in the zone, you could say, right? And now, let's have a conversation between me and two other normal people, right? Maybe the conversation has become a little shallower, right? Maybe we're having to discuss like simpler concepts, right? Inflation, deflation, stuff like that, basic stuff, right? Now, but it's still fine, right? It's still productive. Now let's go to two smart people along with me, right? It does lower the quality of the conversation by a little bit, but still an excellent conversation, right? We're deep into maybe whatever you want, scientific concepts, right? Philosophy, literature, critical thinking, right? And now take one of these smart people out of the conversation and add a stupid person. Now you are talking about other people, you're bitching about other people, right? You're discussing other people. You're having such a beautiful conversation, just like 5 to 10 seconds ago, right? And now you're having to discuss like how much of a bitch, Sarah is, bro. Even though like you've never even spoken to her in your life, you only ever, you know, said hi to her in school. For that one day, it was super awkward, and then you never spoke to her again, right? Now, this is what happens when I have a fucked up hair day, right? Fuck it, I'm just gonna let it do what it wants, right? Okay, so yeah, this is what happens when you add an idiot, a stupid person, you know, um, I don't want to say like mentally challenged, right? But it feels like they are, bro. When you are like stupid people, shallow people, to good conversations, right? And I can guarantee you, right, that very few people on this planet have approached life with a mindset like you and I do if you're still watching this video, right? Which is that we need something new, we need novelty in our lives, right? Most people are just fine drinking, getting enough money, having enough sex, partying, right? Watching TV, right? Going on holidays, you know. Most people are fine doing that all their lives, right? Maybe they'll play cricket with their friends on the weekends or something like that. Most people are fine just living their entire lives like that. Nothing new. Most people are fine just gossiping for fun. That's what they call fun. People call gossiping fun, right? And it's so sad, right? Because only 10 to 15%, I believe, 10 to 15% of people on this planet, maybe even lesser, actually want something new in their lives, right? And maybe I could go and say that the number is actually much bigger than that. Just that, society has conditioned young men to be like that. But the unfortunate truth is that it's hard to undo that, right? Because comfort is such an addictive drug. It's legit one of the reasons I didn't upload a video in like 3 damn months, bro. however long it's been, right? It's such an addictive drug, bro. Comfort, it's bad, but like, you need to realize that, there's a part of your brain which is called the prefrontal cortex, right? It's the most newest part of your brain. It knows what's going on, right? This part of your brain, it knows that, oh, you don't need to eat junk food, you don't need to eat so much sugar and so much fat, because these are not like the prehistoric days. You don't need to, stack up. Your body doesn't need to accumulate as much fat as possible, because you aren't going to starve to death. Your body, that part of your brain knows that if you watch porn, if you're jacking off, you know that you aren't fulfilling the, epitome of human purpose, of human desire, right? You're actually just jerking away your sperm. You could, save it for later, right, and be more motivated, or you could, just do that and be done with it and waste, your life source. And your prefrontal cortex knows that. So listen to the newest part of your brain. Listen to your prefrontal cortex when it speaks to you. Animalistic desires are hard to push away, but it's necessary. This is also the same reason behind why you still have bozo friends, bro. It's because it's so much easier to be with the same boring ass friends who don't see life as like something beautiful. Just want to live and get over with it. That's why I stopped going to, bigger group hangouts, right? Anything more than like two people, it's like just doesn't make sense to me, right? There's like a basketball match going outside, but yeah. Anyways, enjoy this video. More will be coming soon.